So next method that we have to handle the missing values is impute nan with 0 or unknown or others values. So instead of nan, we can use a strings such as unknown or others, or you can simply use 0 if it is a numeric value. So S imputing nan missing values with specific values such as 0, unknown or others is also can also be considered as a form of data imputation technique. And of course, data imputation technique is also a method to handle the missing values. So these are all comes under data imputation techniques only. So this approach involves replacing missing values with a predefined value which can be constant such as a 0, a specific category such as unknown or others. Any other value that is deemed appropriate based on the context of the data and analysis objectives. So imputing missing values with a specific value is a simple and commonly used method for handling missing data, especially when the missingness is considered informative or meaningful. That's very important. It should be the missingness should be considered informative or meaningful. So for example, in a data set of customer information where a certain attribute such as income is missing for some records, so imputing the missing values with a value such as unknown or others can be useful to retain the integrity of the data set and allow for further analysis or modeling. So it's always important to note that. So you have to be very carefully impute the respective values, either 0 or strings such as unknown or others, very carefully keeping all things in mind. Okay. So now let's take one example for. Okay, before that, let's look into this how this impute nan with 0 or unknown or other value works. So this is the data set we have here on the screen. So this data set consists of 3 columns. Out of that, 2 columns are having missing values. Age has a missing value which is nan, and similarly gender column also has one missing value. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to replace these respective values as age with 0 and then gender with unknown, or even here age also we can replace with unknown. 0 obviously doesn't make much sense. Of course, if you want to use it for the calculation, just for the calculation you can put it 0, or normally you have to replace this age also with unknown so that it makes some sense. Okay, we know that the age of that customer is not known. Okay, or else if it is a numeric value, something which makes some sense, if you put 0 then you can go for the 0, or else just replace unknown. Okay, always whenever you impute these values with nan, it should make sense. That's what the main priority. So now let's go for the example. So this is our data set, the same data set we have used to explain in the example. So now let me continue. If you want to see that, I'm going to print it here. Yeah, this is our data set. So let's display the original data frame first. So print original data frame, then print Steve. Okay, this is what is our original data frame. Clearly you can see nan and none here. So now let's impute nan with unknown. That's the simple thing. Let's impute nan values with unknown. Okay, for that let's take the df data frame and then go for the fill na You know, drop NA we have used before. So here we have used drop NA to drop out those rows, and here we will use fill NA. Fill NA, and it will take a respective argument. I'm gonna give unknown, then do it in place. True. That's it. Now let's display the data frame after imputation. So print data frame, data frame after imputation, and print df. And here is your data frame. So the nan and none both has been replaced with unknown, and this is what we call it as imputation method, imputation nan with unknown or 0. Okay, so before wrap, let me look into this. Let me repeat one more time. So it's important to always remember and note that imputing missing values with a specific value has its limitations, as it can potentially introduce bias or distort the distributions of the data, especially if the missingness is not random. Therefore, it's important to carefully consider the implications of imputing missing values with a specific value, and to choose an appropriate imputation strategy based on the characteristics of the data and analysis of the object or objective.